What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Clubhouse. I'm your guy, Lombard Trucking, coming at you guys. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Hope you're staying safe out there. Clocks jumped forward, so if you haven't changed the clock on your stove or wherever you keep your clocks, make sure you bump them up an hour and a half ahead. It's still 7:30 Central Time, so I know it might still feel a little bit like 6:30, but either way, just about 30 minutes ago, Taillights issue number 60 should have dropped into your inbox. Got a lot of great stuff we're covering. Supreme Court's taking on broker liability. We've got the equal opportunity. EEOC is bringing up a lawsuit. They are suing a large mega carrier in the truck industry over service dog. So go check out some information on that because that's an interesting one. We got a survey in there. Also, great announcement going on. We've got a headlining band for the Walcott Truckers Jamboree. Got some announcements there. We've got VIP tickets for the Mid America Truck Show. There is a link right in Taillights for you guys to click on to go ahead and get yourself some VIP tickets for the Mid America Truck Show, as well as some partner posts. Great health tip in there, a survey, more and more. So if you haven't checked it out yet, Taillights is in your inbox. But without any further delay, let's get into this week's Clubhouse. We got my guy Trucker Matt coming up on the live. What's happening, brother?
Same shit, different day, man.
Let's go, brother. Where you at?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee right now. I got to get some reefer repairs. So my reefer went down today, so I had to actually give up a load, but it is what it is.
So had to give a as people say, that's the quote cost of doing business.
And it's something that's it's going to be it's an expensive part. It's probably $2,000, and they didn't have it today, so it'll literally take them 10 minutes to put it on. It's just they have to order it.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. How often has this happened to you, a reefer going down?
Not very often. Honestly, this is probably the first time it's happened to me, and I want to say 5 years. And I've been pulling a reefer for 28 years. 27, I think about 27 years total I've been pulling a reefer. So I haven't really had no major reefer problems. This is the first time I ever had a reefer go down on me.
Let's
And
go.
I actually had to give up a pretty good paying load, which was it is what it is.
Well, don't worry. Money is going to flow back your way. I already know it. Especially good things come to those who stay positive. I know that's the type of guy you are. But man, 28 years pulling reefer, we got to hear it. So how'd you get into trucking in the first place?
I got out of the military in '86, and honestly, I started out as I was a mechanic in the military. So I was a trailer mechanic at a shop in Chicago, and I started seeing these drivers coming in all the time, and I'm like, man, I wonder how much these guys get paid. And then I started finding out what they were getting paid. I'm like, man, I got to change my career. So I went and I took the CDL test. Back then, it was so simple. I mean, I had it done like in 4 or 5 days, and the company hired me on and trained me. I trained maybe 6 months, and I was on the road.
Really? Yeah, I'd love to hear about that. Only because there's a lot of talk in the news about CDL training. School. I've put in the newsletter about third-party testing in the schools. But yeah, your process of getting a commercial driver's license. What that you said this is around 86.
Yeah, it was actually '89 was when I did it. I got out of the military '89.
Mm-hmm.
'89. So all you had to do then is go down to the DMV. You took the test, and then you try to get some skills. And we didn't have automatics back then. All we had was manual. So you get behind the wheel of a truck and get some skills, and then you go over there and take the test. Just you practice backing up and stuff like that. They did test me on some of that stuff, but now the testing, like I've been doing this for 30 years. I bet I can't. I bet I would if I had to go take that test. I don't think I could take it. I don't think I'd pass it.
Yeah, a little bit more experience. So I'm curious, but you said you had to
Well,
get
there's verbiage and stuff that you got to know for all these for the new tests. I know because I trained. I've trained 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 drivers. My son-in-law, 3 of my friends, they're all still over the road drivers. But they went and took their permit test and then went on the road with me for a couple 3 weeks, and then they went back and went to the school down in Florida where I live now, and they took the test there. but they had to go through their course, that school's course, which is like another $1,500.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was curious, how did you get some time behind the wheel after you had taken your tests?
Well, because I was working as a trailer mechanic, there was always drivers that would let me drive their truck, and I used to have to spot the trailers into the shop. So I had to learn how to back them up. I mean right away as soon as I took the job as a trailer mechanic, one of the things I had to do was back that trailer into the shop. So I already knew that I had the backing skills. I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to try this to see if I can get behind the wheel of an actual truck.
Let's go. And then the first company you're with, you said you trained with them for about 6 months. So were you doing local stuff? Did you immediately
Yeah,
go over the road?
no, I was local with them for 6 months running the rails in Chicago. They probably sent me with a trainer maybe I want to say 3 or 4 days, and then I was out on my own. But I was always following with another. I was always running with another driver, and we would go pick up containers at one rail yard and take them over to another rail yard. So basically, my training happened in the city of Chicago, where bridges were 12.6, and I learned real fast the hard way.
Yeah, that's good. That's good training right there. Trial by fire, especially doing those local
Yeah.
runs. Yeah, grabbing containers. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I made some mistakes, man. I made a lot of mistakes. When I look back, I was like I thought there was times I was gonna get fired. I went in that the safety manager's office, and he's like, "Man, these are all rookie mistakes. These are all rookie mistakes. You'll get through it."
so you do
But
6 months doing that. Where'd you end up going from there?
then that's when I bought my first truck. I decided to become an entrepreneur right away, and it's there's no. I mean, I moved to Florida 21 years ago, and I was running a business. I had 3 trucks going there, and then when the housing market failed, I took the last truck and went back over the road. So the road is always where the money was at, unless you have some sort of contracts that you can get set up, which occasionally I was doing. I did that for a couple of years down in Florida, but not since I've been divorced. I've been back out over the road. I love it. I do whatever the hell I want, whenever I want.
Dude, that's awesome. So right off the rip, going owner operator, what did that look like? Did you have your own authority at some point? Did you immediately buy the reefer trailer? Kind of would love to hear your
No,
story of how you've kept it rolling.
no, I bought the truck, and then I leased on with the company that I was working for, and then they kind of guided me through the steps, and then I got it plated, I got insurance, I got all that stuff, and then I was technically carrying their DOT number, and it wasn't until I moved down to Florida that I took on my own DOT number. But that process is not very easy. Whoever says it is a liar. It's not. It's a process.
Yeah, getting your own numbers, having your own authority, all that.
Yeah, yeah. It's easy to get a state DOT number, but it's that MC number that for for the IFTA and federal that's it's real hard to get. It's not hard. It's just expensive and timely.
Yeah, absolutely. And but right now, so you still have your authority to this day?
Yes. The only thing I
Oh,
do is I rent a trailer from a company out of Chicago, and that's because I like to keep my options open because when I go down, if I go back home to Florida, I'll start flatbedding again and doing what I was doing before. But I keep saying I want to buy another truck because this truck's got 600,000 miles on it, but and the warranty just went out, so I don't know that I want to buy another one. I'm getting close to. I'm 57 years old, and I've been out here a lot, so I don't know what my next step is. I'm trying to get towards retirement.
yeah, trying to creep towards there, and who know, a second truck could prolong that, right?
Now, I got all these little side hustles going now, and I Airbnb my house out, and I make pretty good money Airbnb my house out. So, if I could do this for another 2 or 3 years, I might be able to retire. Maybe not so comfortable, but retire. Uh, I don't know. I think when I go home this week, I might be looking probably at buying another truck because it's this one when the warranties go out on these things, you're done.
Yeah, what kind of truck are you driving right now?
I got a 21 Freightliner Cascadia.
And it's been doing all right for you. It's been paying the bills. Like anything crazy with parts, like.
Oh yeah. I've had Max. I had a KW. I had a Peterbilt day cab that I was running local in Florida. And when I decided to come back out, I've been running with Freightliners ever since. I always get the best deal with them. And
Oh, that's good.
people can say what they want about manual versus automatic. Listen, I have no problem driving my automatic now. I put sing and drive and go.
Well, yeah, I say that all the time. A couple guys come on the same way. I feel like there's nothing wrong with the automatic transmission existing. Although I think for passenger cars, I have my own opinions on that. I think that passenger cars shouldn't be allowed to be automatic, and I think you'd see a reduction in traffic and accidents. But at least with driving, because driving is totally different, I at least don't think I think you should have to learn a manual. There should be no automatic restriction.
Oh yeah, I believe that should happen in trucking as well. I mean, there's guys out here that literally can't. If they have to get in a manual, they wouldn't know what to do. My son-in-law, for instance, he's one of them. When he got his CDL, he's got an automatic restriction on it, and he's home working local now for a local company. And I remember the first day he called me, he's like, man, they're putting me in a manual. He's like, I don't even know what I'm doing, and I was able to walk him through it on the phone, believe it or not.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing in the training that should definitely go. The difference, because back in '89, you didn't have the choice.
Oh hell no! You had to learn how to, and then I didn't really know I was double clutching when I took the test. I was double clutching the thing. I, about a month into driving that thing, I'm like, man, I can't. This is impossible in Chicago traffic. You learn how to float the gears really quick.
Yeah, it's do or die. Doing that in Chicago traffic is probably not the it's probably not the best way to move around.
No, but it's all right. Uh I don't know. Like I say, some days I want to just say heck with it and go home and be done with this, and then some days I'm like, yeah, like I'll start heading out west again next time I come out, and I like it better in the west. For some reason, I've been making more money in the Midwest and the East Coast this last couple of months, and it's really starting to drag on me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've been pulling reefer for decades now. What have you been seeing? What have you been seeing freight rate wise on the reefer side of things these past couple weeks?
Well, this past couple of weeks has been good. I've been averaging. I probably won't even start the truck for under $3 a mile. Um, but I've been averaging $4 a mile, sometimes a little bit more, running the Midwest to the East Coast. That seems to be where the money's at right now. And although these fuel prices, I don't know if this is going to stick. I think this is just temporary.
Yeah, I was gonna say fuel's kind of gone up. I put that in the newsletter last week.
Well, I almost had a heart attack yesterday. I normally it only cost me like $400 and something to fill up my tanks. It came out to 600 and something. I was looking at. What in the heck just happened? I mean, it literally happened overnight.
Yeah, where was this? What's the highest price you've seen so far?
Uh, where was I? In Virginia. I think it was Virginia. I seen $5.30 a gallon. I'm looking right here now at the TA. They're down to 4.99. They're back down.
Yeah, man, that is that. I mean, that just reminds me of getting fuel in 2022. I remember seeing 6 plus in Pennsylvania and other different parts of the country, and again, stuff has turned around since stuff has turned around with the rates. That's been
Well, I
the
can't
volume.
imagine if it's $5 here, it's got to be 7 or 8. Pulling into California.
Yeah, it's got to be tough, and I don't know. I'm curious what guys are doing. Anybody who's watching live, I know we got some of you guys on Twitter, on Instagram. How are we seeing stuff with fuel? We got a gentleman on Instagram asking, are we really playing? Are we really going to start paying $9 a gallon out east? Well, I hope not. Rasta Coog, that's his Instagram name. I truly hope not. We want it to hopefully start trickling back downwards, and who knows? I mean, I think it's kind of up in the air. Nobody really knows at this point, but you're saying you don't think it's going to last. I'd love to hear why.
No, I think it's temporary. I think this whole war thing is going to come to an end. He got on. The president was able to. He was able to bring the prices down today just by talking to the media.
Mhm.
that's how volatile that it is. The president literally can say a couple words to the media, and next thing you know, it drops back down 50 cents a gallon.
Yeah,
So
which it's kind of egregious when we look at it that way. Just the fact that, and especially because like I don't think that fuel should be able to go up because the fuel that's already there, that's at the gas station or at a
yeah,
truck
right.
stop, has
We've
already
already
been
paid
bought.
for that. Exactly.
It's already been bought. So I don't think that there should be it should just be able to go up and down in price like fish or something like the like a fish market or
I
anything
think
like
it was
that.
I think it was back in the 80s and in the early 90s. We used to put such a stiff fuel surcharge on there, we didn't care. Nowadays, these brokers, they won't let you charge them a fuel surcharge.
Mhm.
They try not to let you. I always just put it in with the rate. I don't care.
Well, all right, we got fuel going on. You're parked up pretty safe tonight. I gotta ask you. I gotta go right into it. You say you love going out west, but
Yeah.
I gotta hear you with when it comes to parking. When was the first time you had heard about us at Truck Parking Club?
Well, I follow most of the FreightWise social media sites and stuff like that. So I started seeing it on, I think it was Facebook. Came across my Facebook once, and I was like, you know what? At first, I was like, I don't. I've been in this industry for so long. I'm already mad that we got to pay for parking at all these truck stops. So I was already mad about that. But I'm like, well, you know what? If it's running the same price, I might as well check it out and see if it's going to be better than parking up in a truck stop and paying this. Because like right now, I think the TA over there is $25 a night to park there. So I could I could pick the place that I want to go, and I don't have to deal with all the other bullshit. People hitting your truck, blocking you in. Um, it's crazy at night when you pull into these truck stops and these rest areas. It's dangerous. I mean, you have to weave your way in and out of trucks that just literally stop in the middle of nowhere. They make their own parking spots. It's terrible. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start taking advantage of this. So the first time I actually used it, I was Atlantic City, New Jersey. There is no place to park trucks down there. There's no truck stops. So I was curious. I was going down that way, and I'm a casino guy, so I wanted to get out and go to the casinos. And sure enough, I found a spot, and that was the first time I used it. And from there on, I probably use it at least once or twice a week.
Really? So that's I was gonna say. So these truck stops you're talking about them. Has anything happened to you being parked up at a truck stop the last couple of years?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had my mirror knocked off. Someone backed into my fender before. Um, Shoot, I was watching it just the other day. The guy literally backed in, couldn't see, trying to blindside it in, and he wound up catching the guy's fender, and he just drove away. He didn't bother waking the guy up or anything; just drove away. I'm like, that's nuts. I I don't want to be the drivers that they got out here now. They just don't. There's just no camaraderie like there was before. Uh, these drivers don't care. Like they don't care if they block three trucks in, and that those trucks got to get out in the morning. They just don't give. They don't care. Um, and I think a lot of it's got to do with the ELD because before we had ELDs and you're racing a timer is what you're doing, and it's counting backwards, and you have to park when it says to park. Otherwise, you can get trouble from your company. So I think a lot of these guys don't really do any kind of pre-trip planning, and then they get caught up at these truck stops in these rest areas, and they got no choice but to illegally park. It's unsafe seeing them on the rest areas on the side of the road on the shoulders like that. It is that's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, I'd say one of our biggest pushes we've been big on is end ramp parking. If anybody doesn't know, trucks being parked on shoulders leads to over 4,000 accidents per year and over 55 fatalities alone
Oh,
just
and
from
it's
just from
actually
that.
illegal. If someone hits you because you're parked there and they die, you're to blame
Oh
because it's
yeah,
illegal. You're not supposed to be there.
it's billboard attorneys love it. They
Oh
love
yeah,
blank parking.
absolutely, absolutely, and it's crazy. Like I was coming down 81 South, out of Virginia, and I was just looking at the rest areas, and I'm just counting the amount of trucks that are going down at the end of the off ramp to the rest area and the on ramp. There's so many trucks. Like when you're coming into that rest area, it's you got to be almost to a dead stop before you go in there because they're all lined up in there on top of each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never
So
been a
same
I'm
in
all
Texas.
I've always been I've always been a fan of safe parking. I'm real particular about where I park. I like certain areas. I won't stop because I've been in the industry for so long. I know where to stop, when to stop. I don't have to really do the pre-trip planning like most everybody else does. And I'm not going to run more than 10 hours a day. I don't really need to. So, I'll run my 9 or 10 hours and I'll find myself a suitable place to park.
Yeah, absolutely. Those spots you had mentioned, I'd love to hear about yeah, some of our locations you had stayed at. So where have you been parking when you use Truck Parking Club?
So far I've used it at Atlantic City, which was really great. The guy was actually the guy that owns the site was there. He was on site, and I through the app I had texted him. That was the first time I used it, and I said, "Hey, my truck's here. I'm gonna catch an Uber and go down to Atlantic City." And he's like, "Great." He's like, "You got that red truck, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'll keep an eye on it. You're all good." I'm like, "That's so cool." So after that, I think the next one would have been Nashville because I'm always here. And I got out and I like I said, I like to get out of the truck. So the one that the truck parking club that I use in Nashville because there really is no truck stops here. There's one in Antioch and there's one on Trinity Lane, which is a dump. I mean, there's more riffraff in there than there's anywhere. I mean, I don't feel safe in there anyway. I would never park there. But at the truck parking club, one I use on Fessler's Lane, they got a security guard in there. There's a security guard in there, and they got restrooms if you need to reuse the restroom. And that security guard, I've parked there enough times now. He's real tight. Like he comes up and checks your truck to make sure that you're actually the person you say you are.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
he's kind of running a tight ship.
In that Nashville location, I mean, you said you like to get out of that truck. What's
Yeah.
nearby that on Fessler's Lane in Nashville? What's nearby that spot?
Well, Broadway in Nashville. I mean, you literally it's a $5 Uber ride, maybe less than that. It's 2 miles. Probably could walk it. Uh, Back in the day, we used to have a TA that was close to there, and we used to just walk. And I love Nashville. Nashville's got. I'm down on Broadway with all the honky tonks and stuff like that. I love that. That's what I like to do when I get done driving, and I got some time off the next day. I like to get out of the truck. So Nashville's always fun, and but that particular place where I've been parking is actually really nice. They take care of you there.
No, that's awesome. I love it. I got Tim is in the YouTube comments. He's saying his dad is a driver. He's got some stories. I know I didn't pre warn you for this, but I gotta ask you. You said you've been out here 28 years, right?
Yes.
20, yeah, or 28 years pulling reefer at least. What is one of the craziest stories you've seen since you've been over the road?
Like what? Like accidents, lot lizards. I mean, I could tell you all kinds of stories.
I mean, yeah, something where maybe it's happened once, but it's never happened again. I mean, I wouldn't say accidents, but what's the craziest thing you've seen go happen, whether it's at a truck stop or whether it's at a shipper receiver, something that sticks out.
I had I used to not really even. I mean, back in the day, I didn't really care. I woke up one time and there was a guy sitting in the seat, that driver's seat of my truck, and I'm like, what in the heck? And he's like, oh my god, I'm in the wrong truck. Scared the shit out of me. He almost got hurt. That's probably about the craziest thing that ever happened to me. As far as accidents, man, I've seen it all, especially in the ice and the snow. I've watched trucks just slide off the road and jackknife. I've been caught up in snowstorms. Sometimes I was on the PA Turnpike for 5 days. One time, the National Guard actually had to come out and bring us food and water because they couldn't get us out.
Man, when was
I was
this?
Yeah, I was running FedEx at the time. I want to say 9 years ago was that snowstorm. 9 years ago, yeah, I was running FedEx at the time, so we really couldn't. We're on a time. I still pull FedEx once in a while when I get in and out of Chicago. I drop the reefer and I'll take a drive at FedEx load because the company I work with is contracted to FedEx too. But uh, you have a time frame. You have to run it. So snowstorm or not, you can't stop. So I'm going down 81. I'm on the PA Turnpike, and somebody had spun out up by the tunnel, right where those airplanes went down from 9/11. Uh, Somebody spun out in the tunnel, and then the traffic backed up for about 50 miles, and then it snowed something like 28 inches on us that night.
Oh,
So they literally had to. I mean, we were just stuck there for the first 3 days. Then they started getting everybody out of the cars, and tour buses and stuff like that. They started actually taking people out. They were coming by with 4x4s, the military was, and they were pulling people out and getting food to them and getting blankets to them, stuff like that. And I'm like, what about us truck drivers, man? They don't care about us. Well, obviously, they knew we could keep our trucks running, but there was guys that ran out of fuel. They had to come and give them fuel. And I remember a front end loader actually had to come out and move the snow out of the way to finally get us rolling. And they put chains on us and to pull us to get us moving. And it took them 2 days to clear up that mess.
dang, that's wild. I'm glad you made it out safe from that. I mean, kind of moving on from parking though, I gotta definitely gotta. Well, number one, big shout out to Josh coming in here for anybody listening. I-20 eastbound, a truck had hit a bridge tonight in Pecos, Texas. So if you're out there in West Texas, I-20 eastbound, somebody has hit a bridge, and we're hoping that he's okay. But kind of closing it out, I'd ask you. We talked about some issues in the industry, besides with parking and maybe some stuff with automatic transmissions. But what do you think is the biggest issue in the industry going on right now? If you can lift one, if you could change something right now.
It's parking. I mean, it's the biggest issue right out here right now is. Now I'm gonna add one other thing. Driver training. I mean, I don't think that they're training these drivers enough when they put them out here on the road, and then parking. Parking is a major issue because these guys are running against a clock that's going backwards. So they're running. They're trying to run it, max out their mileage, running their full 11 hours, and they stop right when their clock's about to end. Or they'll run on personal conveyance for as long as their company will let them get away with it. But it's terrible. It's probably the worst I've seen it. I saw it anyway, and that's part of the reason why I started using the club, is because it's just it's terrible. It's bad. I get so mad now, and I think maybe because I'm older, I just don't have the patience that I used to have. I don't. When these guys are coming, even when they're pulling in and out of the truck stop, they don't want to get their ELD moving, so they creep along at 2 mile an hour, and it's got trucks backed up everywhere. It's just crazy, man. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Well, if you could, last question I got for you for tonight. If you can give one piece of advice to a new driver, what would it be?
Uh, Pre-trip, pre-plan, 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 pre-plan. I can't state it enough. And don't just use your GPS. Use a road atlas. Get an idea of where you're going to go and where you're going to park. We have the option of using the internet nowadays. We can look 500 miles up the road, know what route we're on, and run 500 miles and know where we're going to be able to park for the night, or where we're going to at least have to start looking for parking. One thing about the truck parking club is you literally could pick a city that you're going to stop in, search that city, and you're golden. Um, I don't know that there's drivers out here that have worked for companies that their companies pay for their parking every night. Um, Especially those guys, they should definitely be taking advantage of it. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm going to use it every night. Like if I got the option for free parking, I'm going to take free parking all the time. That's the entrepreneur in me. Uh, but in order to do that, you have to end your day early. You have to end it before dark. Otherwise, you're done. I
Absolutely. So
think that
pre-plan.
yeah. So pre-plan. I can't stress enough. Pre-plan. I mean, get an idea of where you're going and where you're going to stop for the night, and have some sort of plan in place before you just take off. Because a lot of these guys, they just start that clock, they turn on that GPS, and they haul ass, and then they get caught up in a position where they're caught up at a rest area or something like that. And they got no place to park. Like right now, I mean, right where I'm at, there's the two truck stops that are closest to Nashville are full. You can't get it. You can't get nowhere near them. So if you have a delivery in Nashville, you have to decide where you're going to park before you even get here, unless you reserve some parking at a truck stop, which is not very easy to do nowadays neither. I used to be able to do it on Pilot on their app. I think you can still do it on the Pilot app, but I'm not too sure about TAs. I think the TAs you have to pay for the parking when you get there, and Love's doesn't even offer any paid parking. I remember when Pilot first started doing it, and actually it was, even though it was a thorn in my side knowing that I had to pay for it, it worked out because I would always have a place to park. I always knew, because I've been doing this long enough. I knew I was going to be in a certain area. Like I used to run the West Coast. Ogden, Utah was a favorite place that I like to stop, and I would always reserve parking at that Pilot there. So now that I got access to this truck parking club, who knows, the opportunities are endless. Like I said, I'm a guy that likes to get out of the truck.
Absolutely, man. No, that's awesome. So good advice. Ring it out. And of course, you're gonna be joining us at the Mid America Truck Show, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm as soon as I get this reefer fixed, I'm going to Chicago. From Chicago, I go to Florida, and in Florida, I come back out to Chicago, and then I'm scheduled to go through Louisville those days. I think it's the 26th,
26th to 28th.
26th through 28th. Yeah. So
There we
I
go.
actually I said there's a casino there too, so I actually reserved myself a night at the casino. So I'll be taking a couple of days off.
Let's go. Well deserved. And some good words
Are
out
you
there
gonna
from our guy, Trucker G, leaving a comment on LinkedIn. Appreciate you, brother.
Are you gonna have a booth there? Or?
Oh yeah, we'll have a booth set up. We're gonna be inside and outside at Mid America Truck Show for anybody listening. So we're gonna have a booth inside set up for everybody, and then we're also gonna have a 1978 TransStar International TransStar outside. Which, if you go on our
Nice.
YouTube channel, you can kind of see the updates of how we worked with one of our partners, Chad Keegan, to kind of bring back to life this old working truck that needs some work. It's got some fresh paint, so we're gonna be everywhere at Matt's, and we can't wait to see you there and anybody else who's coming.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like I said, I got some favorite influencers there that I want to go see. I can't remember what year I went. I've only been there one time, and I had fun. I had a blast. I think they were serving alcohol then.
Oh yeah, they're still inside the convention center. They'll be they got beer and refreshments that's being sold all day.
Yeah, that was a good deal. Like I guess that's what I kind of like to do, is get out of the truck and do stuff like that. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. Hopefully, I get some merchandise from you guys.
Oh yeah, we'll have a whole booth set up with some merchandise, and for anybody listening, Thursday night we'll be going to O'Shea's downtown for a little happy hour. It's open invites. Anybody come. There's no registration or anything. It's just, hey, if you hear about it, just come through, bring some friends. That's where we'll be at. That's what we've been doing the past couple of years, just having people come out to let loose that Thursday night, have some fun, and then so I know normally Friday people go down on Fourth Street and everything, and then or some people play music in the parking lot or whatever's going on. But we're looking forward to see you down there. First time coming on the Clubhouse, brother, but will not be the last. And I hope you get your reefer fixed, Ricky Tick, and super quick. And we'll see you here in the next couple weeks. I want to
Yeah,
thank.
it should be. It should only take them 10 minutes tomorrow morning. It's just a matter of FedEx delivering it. So
Let's go.
I'll be loading up and on the road, and and then and then the middle of before I get to Matt's, I run home. I gotta go home for a couple of days, but and then after that, next month after that, I'm going on a cruise. So I like to stay busy.
We got great times in front of us. I appreciate you, Matt, for coming on again. I appreciate you guys for tuning into the Clubhouse Live, by the way. You're jumping on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're tuning in at. Again, if you need anything at all, do not hesitate to reach out to myself or a gentleman like Trucker Matt. We partner with guys like Matt because he wants to help lead this industry better than he found it, which is exactly what we do at Truck Parking Club. We help truckers save time and fuel, thus money, by working with existing property owners so they're able to book and reserve truck parking nationwide. Guys, we've got almost 4,500 locations. If you need parking tonight, again, you get $20 off using that code MATT150. But with that, guys, stay safe. We will catch you back here same time next week. Hammer down.